Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Ocean here, and it's been a while since I uploaded the last video, and well, been busy, but I'm back. So today, what I'm bringing you is here is my old ASUS laptop, and it's using a hard drive. And you guys know with hard drive, it's slow, and also recently it has an issue about the hard drive being 100% usage even in idle. So I decided to switch it off into the SATA SSD Samsung A70QVO. So before I crack this bad boy open and swap off the hard drive, I have already taken to the steps to transfer all the data, including Windows, from the hard drive to this SSD, which is I will show you right now. So this is what I used to clone my hard drive to the new SSD, the SATA SSD I have. And so this software, it's called AOMEI Backupper. It is free, but to use their clone option, as you see what I'm using here, you do have to buy a license for it. And if I remember correctly, there's monthly or yearly license, but I bought the lifetime one because it's not that much different, and I think I might need it in the future. So this is what I do. It's very easy. After you choose your clone software, you just need to choose the drive you want to clone from and clone to, and it will start. But one thing is, since I have a USB connection, you can see the speed is really slow. So the cloning has happened for already 7 hours, and I still have, well, 120 left, so that's about an hour. Yeah, but this is software I used. And I don't think there's any other reason for you to use this cloning software to clone your disk from, unless you're doing like a hard drive upgrade, because you have to, move everything from the hard drive to the new SSD, but you don't want to install a new system. I guess if you want to, well, if you really want, let's say you have a SATA and you want to upgrade to M.2, or you just want to upgrade a better SSD so you could get faster speed, you could use this software too. It is going to be cheaper than buying a new Windows 11 or Windows 10 if you could still find them. At least I can't on Best Buy. This will be the way to go. But just one thing to remember, if you choose to use this to clone your existing, OS drive into a new one, even though you switch a new hardware, the software is still old since you're making a clone. So just think about it before you proceed, unless you're doing a hard drive upgrade. Just like that, all the information has been transferred from the hard drive to this SSD. Now, I don't really recommend you to do this unless you want, well, I don't recommend you to use the software unless you really want to upgrade your computer that's not too old. So this one I got, it's actually from 2015. So it's 7 years old, but it's still pretty good. I mean, I think I have a i7 6500, and then I do have a there we go, GeForce 920 MX. It's not good, but I mean, it plays Overwatch, right? Okay, so to crack this one open, you actually have to flip them first. So there's a couple screws on the back that you want to get rid of first. And then you do have to flip it back and open this, since you cannot open the entire back. What I don't, since you can't really just crack the laptop open from the back. It's actually from the keyboard, so it's a little different. Okay, so now all the screw has been taken out. All we need to do is just find some plastic material that you could fit in between the two layers and pop this entire keyboard open. And one thing, bear with me guys, it's my first time making videos like this. I'm actually not using a proper camera, it's my phone. So I will try my best to make this looks good, but it's my first time. So a little plastic thing from my keychain, just insert it and let it go alongside the gap between the keyboard and the actual laptop. You might need to twist it a little bit to pop things open. Once we pop it open, it will look like this, a little dusty. And there's two cables that we have to disconnect. The big one over here and the smaller one over here. And I'm using the wrong screwdriver. So what I'm gonna do usually is I will like to use a flathead screwdriver and just go in there to kind of pop the black things up. And oh, I might just do it with my finger so it's safely. So once you pop the black things, so once you pop up, it will stand straight up, and you can see the cable just goes out right away. And the big one over here, it's the same thing. You can see the black cables at the front, so just pop it open, and that's it. So you can come out just like that. And now you can safely lift the entire keyboard off, and oh wow, look at the dust build up inside. So this hard drive that you see here is what we need to switch off. First, I have to unscrew it to take it off the tray and get the hard drive off the tray replaced with the SSD. Looks like I only have one screw that I need to undo, which I think it's safe enough because you do have 4 extra screws on the side of the hard drive to secure it. So let's undo this one right now. Nice and easy. Oh, you might want to put some force on it just so it doesn't go loose. And there we go. Okay. So next, see there's a little thing you can hold your thumb on. Just gently put on this and pull back. And the entire tray just come off like that. And then pick it up. There we go. So you can see there is 2 screws on each side that hold the hard drive in. So we need to undo that and replace it with my new SATA SSD. And there we go. So hard drive is off. Let's place it aside for safe and pick up my SSD. So remember it has to go bottom side up because the top side it's already at the bottom now. And just place it inside the bracket. And now all I need to do is put the screws back and this thing could go back to where it was. Alright, so the 4 screws are back in where it should be. Now let's place a tray back to the area and align it. Just push it in. And there we go. We have swapped the hard drive with SSD. And now let's put the screw back on where it was and everything will be it. Okay. Let's screw back to the tray. Oh, it's definitely not easy to do this one-handed, but let's do this. There we go. We got it. Let it go in. And just like that. Now, you can see there's a little gap between the tray and the hard drive. Unfortunately, well, you can't really do too much since it's a little different. In some cases, you might even need to use some duct tape, but luckily for me, I don't think I need that since it's pretty secured. So now, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna clean off some dust and connect the 2 cables back, put the keyboard back. I'm not gonna completely reassemble the entire laptop yet because I want to boot it up just see if it works. Okay, so the cables are connected. I haven't put the keyboard down completely because let's just boot it up and see what happens. There we go, our ASUS screen, and hey guys, it's me. And it should boot up normally. You don't really have to go to BIOS since it's still the same connection. It's just instead of hard drive, it's now a SSD. But let's see. Oh, okay, something happened, and we're booting into Windows just like that. And you should be able to use your same paint as before and boot into your Windows system. Oh, by the way, my desktop will be really messy, so bear with me. But there we go. It's all up. Same as before, but now running with a SSD.